Hello, everybody. So I want to discuss Palenque today and are the Maya a good fit for the ancient astronaut theory? So Palenque was a Maya city-state in southern Mexico that perished in the 8th century. The Palenque ruins date from circa 226 before Common Era to around 799 Common Era. After its decline, it was overgrown by the jungle. Palenque is a medium-sized site, but it contains some of the finest architecture, sculpture, roof comb, and bas-relief carvings that the Mayas ever produced. Much of the history of Palenque has been reconstructed from reading the hieroglyphic inscriptions on the monuments. Historians now have a long sequence of the ruling dynasty of Palenque. So in 1949, the archaeologist Alberto Ruz was investigating Palenque's Temple of Inscriptions, a temple atop a pyramid, when he noticed that its inner walls continued on below the floor level. He found in the floor a flagstone with circular perforations. Figuring they were finger holds, he promptly tested his theory. The slab lifted out and Ruz looked down into a staircase completely filled with rubble. Over the next several years, Ruz cleared out 2 stairways filled with debris, a passageway, and 2 apertures that resembled windows. Clearing the apertures, Ruz found them to be air passages which extended through the pyramid about 25 feet to its west side. Eventually, all the rubble was cleared and Ruz was in awe when he discovered a room behind a triangular flagstone. He suddenly looked around and realized this pyramid was constructed to be a tomb, but for who was still unknown. With lit torch in hand, Ruz looked around and thought he was looking at an ice cave. Instead, the walls were all calcified from seeping water. Large stalactites trailed from the high ceiling and slender stalagmites rose from the floor like a curtain of petrified vines. The calcification partially obscured the stucco bas-reliefs that decorated the walls. These works of art depicted a procession of 9 priests, elegantly attired, bearing puppet maces. Dominating the long, narrow room and occupying almost the entire width of the floor was a large sarcophagus approximately 7 feet wide and 10 feet long, resting on sculptured stone legs. The monolithic sarcophagus resembled an altar, its outer surface elaborately sculpted with the representation of a man whose large nose and other physical features showed him to be just a typical Maya male of the past, not godlike in any way. Astronomical glyphs circle the slab, and 54 hieroglyphs are carved on the sides. The top cover of the sarcophagus was almost 10 inches thick and fit precisely into the sarcophagus. When it was lifted, another stone slab was revealed below it. It wasn't until many years later, when being able to read and interpret the Maya writing became available, that we learned the great ruler buried inside the amazing pyramid and structure was Kinich Janab Pakal, or Lord Pakal. Every finger bore a ring, and his arms were adorned with bracelets. The crumbling skeleton still wore a breastplate of beads, and over his face could be discerned the fragments of a mosaic mask constructed of jade. Jade esteemed by the Mayas as gold was precious to the Old World peoples. But the man himself appears to have been just that, a man, not special in any way. I know many believe the lid to the sarcophagus to be a power cycle or flying technology discussed much with those believing in the ancient alien theory, but I don't believe this to be true of Pakal and what is seen on the lid here. I honestly do not believe he had special abilities or powers or had a power cycle that could cart him off to the heavens. Pakal was not a good poster boy for the ancient alien beliefs. He lived in the 7th century, and this was not ancient enough or distant enough in the past for otherworldly beings or high strangeness to be a part of the Maya culture and civilization. We must go back thousands of years earlier for something of that nature. So, remember that many things still remain a mystery and are hidden below our feet. We now have the technology to locate the distant past. History is wrong, and we need to be made aware of our true past, where we came from and who or what was here before, what better technology was already available on planet Earth. Much more work is needed, with a greater open mind and understanding than what current academia allows. Unfortunately, I do not believe the Maya civilization and their ancient cities hold the answers that I'm looking for. It's too close to recorded history. We must look back, way back into the distant past. But the truth is hidden below our feet. We just need to find the right places in this world that have the answers still buried beneath us. Thanks, everyone.